Hello, Starknet fam. How's it going? Welcome back to another edition of the StarkStream weekly show, where we recap some of the most important news and events that happened on the Starknet scaling solution during the past 7 days. So, guys, welcome back once again. Really looking forward to unrolling this StarkStream edition, where we'll be speaking about many things, such as the important stress test that happens. Last that happened last Tuesday in the Gourley testnet, in the Gourley Starknet testnet, and then we'll also even though we don't usually farm content, the Starknet airdrop and the Starknet token. We'll be making an exception today, so we'll have a look at Starknet tokenomics, at some also stats about also the venture bags, the VC's bags, and we'll also make some kind of speculation about the value of Starknet once it becomes active, and also in the longer term. Then we'll also be discussing obviously the most important news that happens during this week, such as the big partnership between Stark and Celestia. There was also a partnership between Bravos, the Bravo Starknet wallet, and the Starknet Foundation, and many other very interesting news. So, guys, let's get started, and just give me one sec to set up the station. So, okay, let me see. Okay, guys. So let me know how you're feeling. I saw some friends here. Hello, my journey. Hello, Gochole. Hello. How's it going? So let me know how you're feeling, and how was the last week for you. And yeah, let's enjoy this Stark streamer all together. And yeah, so starting with the first news is regarding the stress test that happens on the Starknet Gourley testnets, and it took place during Tuesday, and it was a test around the Starknet token, and there was also the first Starknet transaction that was paid using the Starknet token as the fee token, instead of Ethereum, and yeah, from the sources that I have, the stress test went pretty smoothly. During the test, nothing broke, so that's very, very positive. And most of the stress test was about the Starknet token, even though it wasn't specified in the announcement here. But yeah, it was definitely about the Starknet token. That, as you know, it is around the corner, right? It is. There's no need for further speculation. And yes, also some screenshots circulated about all the transactions that happened during this week in the test nets regarding Starknet. There were some kind of claiming tests, maybe for the airdrop, even though the numbers shown there were just basically only, just for test purposes. There were already some pages manipulating the whole information, saying that those were the airdrops figures, but it's not the case, guys. They were just testing numbers, so don't believe anybody who tells you something else or the opposite. So, but anyway, definitely there were a lot of stress testing actions around the token, so it is coming. And yeah, today let's also make some exception, because we don't usually cover this kind of stuff. We focus on the fundamentals and on the news, but yeah, I know that my community wants some more token farming content, so we'll give it to it, while maintaining as much integrity as possible, and without losing the quality of the content, which is a top priority for me. And then, but yeah, actually, last week I ran into this page, which is called the Chain Brokers. There are many similar pages. They are basically analytics pages where they they show all the different tokens and crypto projects, and they break down the tokenomics, VC's exposures. So how much did the VC hold? And there are some news around the seed rounds, the round C, round A, round B, round all this kind of stuff, round A, B, C, D, whatever. And I ran into this page, but I have to make a disclaimer. Some, if not a good part of the information that you will find in these analytics is not very reliable, because not only about Starknet, but over generally speaking, they mix a lot. Also, the seed rounds and holder rounds, the investment rounds, they're well made for the software company that is behind the scanning solution. But that doesn't mean that all the exposure that VCs has is in tokens. Okay, it could have also company shares, which is something different. Obviously, if you have company shares of for example, of Starkware, you would have exposure to the Starknet token, of course, and maybe you would get also some tokens. But it doesn't mean that you will get tokens only compared to the money that VC invested. So, for example, here, well, we notice here that like the private average price, which is quite wrong, so don't rely on this. It says like 80 cents, which is definitely lower, and we are gonna break down these details here. For example, here is the tokenomics, and actually I would have preferred that they would have wrote even here in the legends of the charts, what this percentage refer to. And yeah, they refer to these colors, but you have to match the color from here to here, and it is not very comfortable. However, here, for example, for the Starknet scaling solution and token, we see this kind of vesting description where there are all the seed rounds and the series rounds gathered here. And as I said, most of it, if not like half of it at least, is mixing Starkware companies' raises with Starknet token private sales, and therefore you can rely on this stuff, but we can have an idea. For example, the seed round refers to 2018, refers to the seed round of Starkware, where there was also Vitalik involved, right? So yeah, maybe those people would also get some Starknet token, right? But they raised in 2018, so they're like they hold the shares of the company, and so it doesn't mean that all this money raised would be paid in Starknet tokens at this valuation. I don't know how you know this this website figured this amount, so 25 0 point sorry 0.0 25, and yeah, so don't rely on this, but yeah, it gives an idea that this obviously this kind of people who invest in the seed round could have some exposure there. Then we see all the other rounds, and for a total of like 260 million rounds were invested in Starkware, and then obviously some in token sales, and yeah, we need to be careful, especially about this series here, and which is the Series D, which puts like the valuation at the moment of the raise at 8 billions, and we're talking about 100% about Starkware. This announcement happened in mid like March or February 2022. And I remember it very well because I was starting, with my content journey on Starknet, and yeah, this was just about the race for Starkware. Obviously, we don't know all the details of the race, how much is gonna be paid in Starknet tokens, and how much is gonna be paid in companies shares, which is something different, right? Because if you own shares, you would have in this case exposure to the tokens, but you also have exposure to the to the company, to the investments of the company, to the other products that the company creates. For example, regarding Starkware, they don't do they before long time before Starknet, their first product was StarkX and scalability engine, and especially designed for enterprises. And obviously, if you have shares on Starkware, you have exposure to that as well. And then, so as I said, we need to be careful about these these details. And yeah, we can see that there was 1 year cliff that obviously it varies from rounds to rounds, I suppose. And so, and obviously it would begin either from the the moment of the deal was strike, or by the moment that the Starknet token was generated, which was actually generated right last year, November 2022. So in both cases, we can say that the cliff, in most cases, it is over. So it is very likely that the vesting phase has begun. So if these these entities, these VCs have tokens, their vesting has just begun, and this will last for around 36 months, so at least for another 1.5 2 years. And yeah, so they would receive their tokens um, gradually. And yeah, this is positive because this means they won't unload them all once, uh, like in one time. And yeah, that will translate into less selling pressures. Obviously, we don't know about the strategy of these VCs, what's their plan around the Starknet token. And yeah, we have seen also with Pantera Capital, if I remember well, which is one of the investors of Starknet. And we'll have a look at the VCs later on. And they're also, this kind of VCs are starting to play also the kind of they move a lot of money, liquidity, to farm tokens, to farm airdrops. So it is quite likely that many of these VCs will use their own liquidity in Starknet tokens to farm airdrops, or to farm liquidity incentives, and they would spread the liquidity in different dexes and lending protocols, and so on. And yeah, that would result also in in less selling pressure, especially during the first year. And yeah, we can have a look at the at the bakers at some of the VCs. I don't know if they are all listed here. As I said, you can rely 100% on this kind of websites. They just want to, they gather all the details they have, and they manage them according to their own needs. And therefore, they're not reliable at all. But we can see, we have big names such as Paradigm, Sequoia Capital, Multicoin Capital, and then we also have Coinbase Ventures, Pantera Capital, and these are quite renowned ventures. Personally speaking, I really like the work of Coinbase Ventures, Pantera Capital. They've been helping the space a lot, as Paradigm as well. And yeah, then there are others that I don't like that much, but I don't mention them. But I would mention obviously two VCs that went bankrupt. So we can have also a discussion on this, in the fact that obviously, as I said, we don't know how much they would receive. And we're talking about Alameda Research, FTX Ventures Funds, and Three Arrows Capitals. And both of these funds, they're bankrupt, so maybe they're into the hands of debt liquidators, as I call them. And yeah, this means that these legal entities would probably have to sell, legally speaking, would have to sell their tokens as much as as soon as they get it. Obviously, they would also get them in investing phases. They're not an exception, so they will also receive the tokens gradually. But in the case of the legal entities managing the funds and the liabilities of Alameda Research and Three Arrows Capital, they will have to sell it, right? But I don't think we're talking about a lot of tokens. Also, because I think both of them invested in the latest, in the last rounds. So they have, I think they would have like a valuation around 20, 15, 20 cents, like Series B round, and maybe Series D. Yeah, let's see. No, I don't think we can see that. Anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, these the legal entities that are managing these their liabilities will have to sell it, but we're not talking about many tokens, in my own opinion, and also they won't be able to sell them, at one time, all at once. So it is not bad, and yeah. So this was a kind of a breaking down of the stats. As I said, like private price is not definitely 80 cents. We're talking about something that could resemble Arbitrum. Here you can see like they have a private price of 12 cents, and then we also have like Optimism private price of 38. And I think that the average VC's price, entry VC price, will be around these numbers, right? Which isn't that bad, actually. Even though, let's say, I think it will be more like Arbitrum, right? Like 12, 15, 20 cents. And it is not bad. It is not bad in the sense that there shouldn't be a lot of selling pressures, considering these entry prices, and considering the vesting. So this makes me very bullish about the Starknet token. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm very biased because I cover only the Starknet ecosystem, and yeah, you should be taking that into account for sure. But yeah, let me know what you think about these details. Where you are aware of it, let me know, and then we'll be speaking about some speculation around the token. When will it come? How will it come? How much do you think the airdrop will be worth, more or less, and so on. I'll just give you some time to write if you want to write something. And in the meanwhile, I will be taking a short drinking break, and I'll be right back. So here we come again. Okay. So guys, let's speculate a bit about the Starknet token, the Starknet drop, and if we consider, let's start with the valuation. Like I think that after the high drop and the provisions, as they are being called by the Starknet Foundation and by Starkware, like uh, I think that the moment of the launch, the valuation in terms of fully diluted value market cap, yeah, fully diluted valuation would be around 4 and 6 billions. That would put the price around at 40 and 60 cents of a dollar, which means yeah, that's also taking into account that obviously the maximum supply is 10 billions, and in order to get the fully diluted market cap, you have to multiply the value of the token per the maximum supply. And yeah, if we have like around 5 billions, right? 5 billions total value, sorry, um, purely diluted market cap at the beginning, like at the launch of the Starknet token, that sets the price of Stark at around 50 cents, so 0.50. And yeah, like then if we have a look, for example, at some other players in the space, in the scaling space, and like we're talking about Arbitrum and Optimism, if we have a look at them, they now have, for example, in Arbitrum, they have a fully diluted valuation, so 70 billions, and they also have the same maximum supply of Starknet. So we can compare the Starknet token to the Arbitrum one for the reason as well, and we can have an idea of how much the Starknet token could be valued at, and yeah. So, for example, if we have a look at when the Arbitrum token was released in March 2023, it was around 1.35, 1.22. Okay, and which was a lot actually, in my own opinion, at the launch, and um, and yeah. So if something like that would also happen for Starknet, I think that would be very, very, very good. And also, obviously, because we are talking about a different phase of the market, we are now in a bull market, so it will also depend on the overall market sentiment. But I think I'm confident that at least you know uh, the Starknet token would start in their first weeks of activity, trading, and so on, with like a fully diluted valuation of 5 billions. I want to keep myself conservative, also because we need to be honest. Like Arbitrum and Optimism, as scaling solutions, they are a bit in terms of developments. They started earlier. They're a bit ahead. So I wouldn't say that once the Starknet token is out, it would be worth like a fully diluted valuation of 70 billions, like Arbitrum right now. I don't think it's the case, but I think we could reach these valuations, these numbers, and as the market continues, and I think that those numbers could be very good targets in the medium terms. So yeah, let's see how it goes, but we need to focus especially on developments. We should also not get distracted by token talks too much, and continuing on what we are doing, so building and creating contents about Starknet, attracting new users into Starknet in a sustainable way, and let them understand the fully potential of this scaling solution, and then the results will also be translated into the value of the token 100%. So yeah. Okay, what else? And yeah, this was pretty much yeah. Actually, we need to also yeah, we can also give some speculation about the airdrop. When will it come? I think it will come around. I would be surprised. I don't know honestly when it will come exactly, but I would be surprised. If the Starknet launch, the Starknet token launch, won't happen before the beginning of March. So I think it's imminent, and yeah, really looking forward to it. And I'm very curious to know, the airdrop amount, and also, the ECMP will be released together with the airdrop, as far as I heard, and I mean that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, so hopefully everything will go smoothly, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think it is around the corner. Let's see. And what else? I think I've spoken about everything related to the Starknet token. Yeah, maybe airdrop amounts. First of all, I need to say that I think, as most of the tokens right now, especially the ones related to fundamentals driven projects such as Starknet, I think that the airdrops will be scattered around different phases, like it happened with Optimism, and something similar with Arbitrum as well. So it will also, other phases will be happening also in terms of contribution rewards programs, this kind of stuff. So if you don't manage to get something with this airdrop, don't lose your hope and continue to be active, in the ecosystem, because it is quite likely that you could get, the other phases, and yeah, this is also for the people worrying whether the snapshot has been taken already or not. I think it's pretty clear that if there's like a airdrop in different phases, the first phase, the snapshot for the first phase has probably been taken. But if you weren't active then, I mean, don't lose your hope, don't lose your enthusiasm. Just keep on focusing on on Starknet, practicing stuff on Starknet, because also we need to remember that now all the projects building on Starknet, once the Starknet token is live, they will also be more active, and they will also have more funds to fund their development, and they will also many of them will also issue their tokens. So it is definitely worth considering being active in the ecosystem and kind of farming these possibilities, these these tokens, especially of projects that you like, and yeah. So obviously, do that with the most sustainable mindset, and be careful. There will be a lot of scams, I'm sure, like taking advantage of the Starknet token launch. So you need to be very, very careful where you put your money in, and always Dior. Never trust anybody, not even myself. So always like. Yeah, take everything with a grain of salt, and yeah, be navigate as safe as possible the old space, not only about Starknet, but this is valid for the other crypto space. But yeah, and as I said, I don't think it will be only once phase airdrop, like the first generation airdrop, and therefore yeah, I don't know about the amounts. Obviously, the airdrop amounts will be, I guess, will be different also from the CMP amounts, or maybe they will be all together. I don't know, but yeah, I think they will be quite similar to to the airdrops that we saw with Optimism, with Arbitrum, which isn't bad, because I think that the average holder of the token, right now, would be sitting at mm, 10, 15K, something like that, which is quite good for an airdrop. And yeah, but obviously, as I said, nothing I said up to here, and during the whole video is financial advice. And yeah, be careful. And if you want to maximize your possibilities and your chances of farming tokens in the Starknet ecosystem, I suggest you to read this great article from my friend Starknet Digger. And yeah, he put out this article where he says his views on the tokens on the projects that could release tokens in the near future, and on the projects that is worth farming on, according to his own views. And yeah, so obviously, like all the links that will be all the resources that will be shown during this talk stream, you can find these links and all the others in the YouTube descriptions box. And if you're watching this show on Twitter, just make sure to go to the next tweet below the broadcasting, and you'll find the link to the YouTube stream, and there you'll find all these links. Right? Cool. So let's move to the news of the week. So let's start with some of the most important news that happens on Starknet, and only we would start with the first one about the partnership between Celestias, the data availability layer, and Starknet. So what does this partnership translate into simple words? So basically, they they're going to use this the Celestia's data availability layer to store app chains data in the Celestia availability layer. And this means that Celestia's DA is gonna be part of the layer trees. Let me of the layer trees. You can see Celestia here, where it is me. And yeah, so the Celestia DA is going to be part of the L3 infrastructure to deploy app chains on Starknet. So there will be Madara being used as a sequencer, then Celestia for data availability, then also like the provers in order to prove the proofs and settle them on the Starknet L2. So here in the thread, you can read all the details. And so settling high throughput app chains on Starknet with Celestia's as modular DA is a game-changing combination. And our mission collaborating to port Celestia's Blobstream to Cairo for use on Starknet. So Blobstream is the data availability layer where also especially after the EIP 4448 there will be the introduction of blobs, which is a space when you can store some data, and that will result in also in cheaper L1 transactions because you won't have to store everything on the L1. This is explained in a very simple way for for normies like me and the non-tech people like me, and yeah, but this is all. This is what this is about, and what else? So obviously there were a lot of there was a lot of speculation about the fact that Celestia airdrop happened in November, if I remember well, at the end of November, and then we saw some projects that were launching their airdrops using TIA's stakers as an eligibility criteria. And so many people now are speculating about the fact that Starknet, the Starknet airdrop will also be distributed among TIA's stakers, so stakers of the Celestia's token. But yeah, personally speaking, I don't think will be the case because yeah, for different reasons. Because it also makes sense to first of all to reward the existing users that were active on Starknet during the past 2 years, and Celestia is relatively a new thing, especially also especially the token, and I think they've been building for years as well, but the token is quite new, and I don't think, I mean, it is necessary to ride that kind of trend where everybody's is dropping, their tokens also to Celestia stakers, or at least it should be a very small. I'm also a TIA staker, so I'm also speaking against my own my own desire, like my own convenience. But I don't think it should be good to allocate a very big stake of the airdrop to TIA stakers. Maybe the second phases of the airdrop could make sense, and yeah, but I don't think it will be the case for the first phase. And as we heard, I think the criteria will be people who have been very active on Starknet, especially before also the quantum leap phase. Then we'll I don't know about nodes because it's very difficult to track them, and in the end, yeah, people who use the different dApps on Starknet, also post quantum leaps. And yeah, so it makes sense to value these contributors. Also, it is quite likely that another criteria will be having used the StarkX, um, uh, uh, no, sorry, the StarkX scalability engine before January 2022, if I remember well. There was that kind of leakage, that rumor, and maybe it is the case. So it definitely makes sense. But yeah, regarding Celestia's TIA stakers, I don't think there will be a big portion allocated to them. Also because we need to make a big difference. There are TIA stakers post, pre uh, TIA staking madness, which is when nobody had airdrop to was airdropping tokens to them, to the staker. So it means the people who stake TIAs when nobody was betting on that, right? It was just, yeah, if you bet on the ecosystem, stake those tokens. But there weren't a lot of farming speculation around the fact that if you stake there, you will get some airdrop. But then the first tokens starting using the TIA staking criteria as an eligibility criteria. Obviously, you know TIA stakers increased in number a lot, but obviously you need to differentiate about all the airdrop farmers that staked in the last weeks from the stakers of the first week of TIA's existence. But yeah, as I said, I don't think TIA stakers will be airdropped some Starknet tokens, but we'll see. We'll see, guys. So then, news regarding the Avenue DeFi aggregator, and they are the DeFi swapping aggregator, and they, last week Nostra launched their AMM, and they've been integrated into the Avenue's DeFi protocol, and sorry, the Avenue DeFi. Sorry, the Avenue swapping aggregator, and yeah, it's very nice to see that another AMM being supported by Avenue. Then we also saw the introduction of Equibo on the CoinGecko terminal. I think Gecko terminal is run by CoinGecko, and yeah, it is a nice user interface where you can see all the stats about the different pools, and now you'll also be able to track Equibo's pool alongside Jedi Swap, MySwap, and so on. And then another news related to this kind of space is the implementation of Jedi Swap into DEX screeners. I don't know if it's also implemented other AMMs on Starknet. Maybe they will integrate all the others very soon. But yeah, it is nice because DEX screener is used by many DGens. And yeah, so it is very welcoming to see them implementing Starknet as well. Because up to now, if I remember well, they weren't supporting Starknet protocols. Then another interesting news is the one related to the Pyramida NFT marketplace, and they launched their NFT launchpad from where you can launch your own collection. So this is quite cool because I think I've not played with it yet. I'm counting on doing that as soon as possible. But so if I understood well, it is a platform, a storefront where you can create your own NFT collections, and it is nice because maybe you could also create like different copies units of the same NFT, right? Which wasn't possible up to now on Starknet. So yeah, it is very nice that now these things could be possible. Very curious to know how many collections will be created with the pyramid, with these pyramid features, and hopefully many. Actually, as you know, obviously you need to be careful when it comes to NFTs because it is a different field to where you can make sure whether you're like investing or buying legit stuff. the rule number one when it comes to NFT, in my own view, is that when you buy them, you just buy them for fun. You know, if you buy them for investments, most of the time you're gonna get wrecked, or maybe you will make a lot of money out of it. But yeah, it is very difficult. There are a lot of money grabbers using the NFTs only as a bait. So be careful. And but yeah, once again, congrats to Pyramids for these new features. And then during this week, we also saw the birth of the ZKX mainnet. So they launched their OG trading interface where you can trade while kind of while playing and challenging other traders in the arena. You can see here a screenshot of the interface, and you can hedge against the markets. You can either go long or short. Here simplified by up and down. You can choose your leverage, your amount, and this is working as an app chain, if I understood well. So you need to deposit on your ZKX account, and from there you will be able to play with it. And there are like there's a leaderboard, and there are like 30 minutes contests. So every half an hour there is a contest, and people who performs the best or the worst gets ZKX tokens. I play with it. I already got some tokens. I'm managing to arrive twice in the second place, and yeah. So I mean, it is gambling because this is all scalping. So you're basically gambling. But yeah, the interface is pretty nice. I think many people would find it very fun. So have a look if you're interested. You'll find the link in the description. Then we also saw some infrastructure related news around the exchange stack, node stack, and they implemented the Starknet Celestia testnet for their global elastic nodes. Then another very interesting partnership is the one between the Starknet Foundation and Bravos. Let's read it. So yeah, they teamed up, and this was part of also of a 1.8 billion Starknet tokens plans. There was I think that began last summer, and yeah, they also onboarded Bravos into this initiative. I'm very happy about that. I think they definitely deserve it. And together with the other projects that are part of these programs, such as I remember some of them like Herodotus devs with storage proofs, the Argent wallet, and like many others, Casa Labs, and some others. Like they will be working also cooperating together to boost developments and adoption on Starknet. So I mean, the Bravos Starknet wallet have been doing many interesting things, such as their security pyramid that makes using their wallet very safe. They also introduced the multi-owner account, a kind of multi-sig. And together with Argent, they've definitely been bootstrapping the wallet scene on Starknet, and also they their competition with the competition between Argent and Bravos is very healthy and very positive for the space, because this encourage them both to go the extra mile in order to bring UX level to the UX experience, user experience to the next level, leveraging account abstraction. And yeah, so congrats once again to Bravos, and good luck with the future. So then today, later on, if you're a dev and if you're interested into security practices, there will be a workshop going on about best practices for security in Starknet while using Starknet and using the Cairo programming language. And it will be taught by Decode, who's a Kenyan, so a security engineer from Kenya. He also runs together with some other members, he runs the Nairobi's Starknet community. So yeah, if you're interested, that definitely tune in later on the Twitter space is holding, and yeah. So now we can begin our Starknet gaming magazine, and we begin with the news around the Dojo School, which is going to Denver. So they're flying to Denver with their, on the go teaching equipment, and they will be holding a session which is aimed, I think it is aimed to prepare people who are interested in competing in hackathons during the Denver weeks using the Dojo on-chain gaming engine. And yeah, so if you're heading to Denver, just make sure to sign up at the Dojo School so that you could also take into account to build something using the on-chain gaming engine. Then, still, in Denver, there will also be an Autonomous Worlds meetup organized by the Cartridge on-chain gaming company, and so definitely they're hosting it in a place called the Realm. What a better name, than this to host an Autonomous World related event. And yeah, if you're going to Denver, yeah, don't lose this opportunity to have fun with all the other Autonomous Worlds OGs that we say hello to. Hello, guys. Autonomous Worlds on Starknet, guys, is going ballistic in terms of development. We'll see many, 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 many good things in the future. So maybe I skipped this question earlier. When Start Token will launch? Yeah, we've already spoken about that. So obviously, we don't know, but yeah, it seems it is happening very soon. As I said, I think personally speaking, it is very likely that will happen before the beginning of March. So. I mean, I would be very surprised if it happens later than half March or even April. So I think it's coming. But anyway, we've spoken enough about that. And yeah, continuing with our gaming talks. Yeah, there was a very interesting Twitter space that happened 2 days ago about the Rems words and Wagdai, which is a sort of autonomous word, which is on Arbitrum, if I remember well. And yeah, so I think it was a nice. Uh, I still need to listen to it fully, but I listened to a part of it, and it is a very interesting talks about autonomous words in general, and also about this kind of Middle Ages rams like words, because also Wagdai is is quite similar to rams, and they have they share the that kind of Middle Ages vibe, and that's very nice. So then another space related to the autonomous words is this one made by Raul, who's part of the Herald Collective, that they ship weekly newsletters about the realms, autonomous world, and yeah, he also hosts this kind of, I think, bi-weekly or monthly like Twitter space where we invite people from the autonomous workspace, people basically that he made friends with, in the past years, and they discussed, about this interesting space together. And this is happening actually, yeah, today, at the end of today. Then there was also this Starknet Quest, which was made in collaboration with RANS. And Starknet Quest is a quest platform run by the Starknet ID domain service, and they've been doing many, many, many quests also to to boost activity and users adoption on Starknet, and they were running this quest where you can claim this NFT if you obviously complete some quests related to the Rams world, and you will also have the chance to win 1,000 lords, and yeah, which means like this prize will be divided in 10, so it means like you could have the chance to win $100 on top of the NFT, I suppose. Then last but not least, there's also this very fun very fun clip by Dope News where they basically summed up all the news related to the Dope words, autonomous words, included the game that is live on Starknet testnet, Roll Your Own, and yeah, so they did this kind of very fun format where they have like pixelated yeah, themes, and it is like of a news show like, and it is very nice, and we already spoke about the news that you'll find here in the past gaming magazines, but still it is a nice way to catch up with it and to revise it, so have a look at it. And then last but not least, I heard that there's gonna be a kind of NFT launch within the Rams autonomous worlds, and it is like related to this kind, Blobert, which is a sort of meme character that is present, in the Rams narrative, and this it was created like the meme was created one year ago, and I think they're launching NFT collection featuring different kinds of blobberts, and this also relates to for example, to the Celestia and the Starknet partnerships, because it involves like the blobbing space, and the blob streams, and yeah, so blobbert is coming, and maybe I will get a blob, yeah, let's see. So, guys, I think we're also over with our Starknet gaming magazine. But before saying goodbye, I just wanted to let you know that we have also landed to Warpcast, so to Farcasters. You must have seen that many people are also creating accounts over there, especially crypto people. But yeah, obviously we'll be staying on Twitter as well. But I'm also starting to post some of the same contents that I post on Twitter on Farcaster, and maybe some exclusive contents will be posted there only. So just follow us, and you'll also find, if you're interested, you'll also find a sort of an invite link to the platform, and this will get both of us 50 or warps points or tokens. I don't know how the reward system is like for the time being, but yeah, you will find our referral link in the YouTube description if you're interested. And yeah, make sure to follow us there, make sure to follow us on Twitter, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is going to help us massively. And yeah, we're coming to the end of this start stream. It's been an amazing session once again. Thanks a lot for coming. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Starknet token, about the airdrop day when it is going to come, according to your own view. Let me know about the news from the week, which is the one that drew your attention the most, and also like your views on the events that are being organized, in Denver, and so on. And then also let me know if you're using Farcaster, and what you think of it. My personal opinion is, very good, and I'm one of those people who doesn't dislike Twitter. To be honest, I enjoy Twitter. Many people say, yeah, crypto Twitter is there's very bad vibes. I don't notice that much because I think it comes down to whether where you put your attention to, because in the end it's up to you in the end. So I'm a bit, I wouldn't be very. I would be a bit reluctant to leave Twitter once and for all. So, but let's see. Obviously, we need to be flexible. But for the time being, I will use both platforms. But however, let me know what you think of Farcaster, of Wordcast, and so on. And yeah, guys. So once again, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure to subscribe in order to follow, in order to share the Starknet vibe. And see you next time. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot, Journey. Thanks a lot, Gochole. Thanks a lot to all the others that will be watching this Stark stream even in replay. And thanks a lot once again. And see you next time. Bye, guys. Take care.